Something happened at BravoCon 2025 that nobody saw coming. Kim Zolciak, who has spent years dodging rumors, shading her ex, and trying to keep the real truth buried, finally snapped. In front of cameras, fans, and a stunned Entertainment Tonight host, she revealed the one thing she said she'd never talk about. And it was only 2 words: he cheated. But the moment she said it, the entire room shifted. Her daughter, Ariana, literally gasped out, "Holy SH," proving that even she didn't see the confession coming. And what Kim revealed next, about the divorce, the money, the new man, and the horrible circumstances they bonded over, was even wilder. But this story goes much deeper than a single accusation, and where it leads is absolutely explosive. Kim and Kroy's marriage used to be one of those reality TV fairy tales. The NFL star meets the Bravo icon. They fall in love instantly. He adopts her daughters. They have 4 more kids. The wedding special airs. The spin-off series hits. Everything looks glossy and expensive and picture-perfect. But behind that big mansion, behind the glam wigs, behind the "don't be tardy" image, things were already cracking. Money issues. Control issues. Major disagreements about filming, parenting, and who was actually running the household. And by 2023, the cracks weren't cracks anymore. They were full-blown fractures. But that was just the beginning. They first filed for divorce in May 2023, called it off 2 months later, filed again in August. Then everything exploded. Court filings started flying. Accusations popped up from both sides. And suddenly this couple that once bragged about their unbreakable bond couldn't even sit in the same room without lawyers, sheriffs, or emergency custody filings. Kim said he was impossible to live with. Kroy claimed she was spending money they didn't have. Their kids got caught in the middle, and even the court stepped in to order evaluations. But none of this compared to the bomb Kim would eventually drop. During BravoCon 2025, a question came up. What was the final straw with Kroy? Kim didn't hesitate. She didn't breathe. She didn't soften the edges. She just said it. He cheated. The crowd froze. The reporters froze. Ariana froze. And for the first time since this divorce began, Kim delivered a clear, sharp accusation, one she had never publicly stated before. But here's the twist she didn't expect. Her confession wasn't even the real shocker. Because what she said right after changed everything. "I don't think Kroy will ever give me a divorce." And that's when people realized Kim wasn't just dealing with a breakup. She was dealing with a war. Kim says the divorce has drained her financially. Lots of money, she told the audience, and no movement. No settlement. No co-parenting. No peace. She described their communication as disturbing. She said she's protecting her kids by staying quiet on the darkest details. She suggested that what's going on behind the scenes is so bad. If you only knew. But the legal battles just kept growing. Kroy accused her of violating court orders. She accused him of trying to block her from speaking. Even the children's schedules became a point of contention. And then another twist entered the chat. Behind the scenes, Kim wasn't just dealing with lawyers. She was dealing with mental exhaustion, public meltdowns, and emotional collapse. She posted cryptic messages about manipulation, shared quotes about toxic partners, and at one point, even broke down crying during a public appearance, describing her life with Kroy as chaotic and torturous. But the other side pushed back. Court documents from Kroy's team labeled her narcissistic. Rumors surfaced about alleged gambling issues. And suddenly, both sides were portraying the other as unfit. Friends, fans, even the kids started choosing sides, and the entire divorce turned into a public circus. But while the world thought Kim was collapsing, something else was happening quietly behind the scenes. She was falling in love. Back in March, whispers started. Kim was smiling more, posting differently, traveling quietly. And then she confirmed it. She was dating someone new. She didn't reveal his name. She hid his identity from fans. She tried to keep it private for as long as possible, because according to her, the chaos around her was already bad enough. But the paparazzi found him, parked outside his house, tracked their dates, turned their quiet relationship into a headline. And that's when Kim explained why they connected so deeply. We bonded over horrible circumstances. According to her, he's also going through a divorce, also dealing with betrayal, also stuck in legal limbo. We went on our first date, she said, and we've been together ever since. But their relationship stirred up even more drama. Reports started pointing to a man named Kyle Mowitz, a wealthy businessman, still legally married, with a wife who wasn't happy about this at all. Suddenly Kim was subpoenaed, messages requested, financial records demanded, paparazzi circling, court fights escalating. And then came Kroy's alleged warning to Mowitz's estranged wife. Kim would drain his money. This wasn't just a breakup anymore. It was a triangle of divorces, accusations, lawyers, subpoenas, and simmering jealousy. And through all of it, Kim kept saying she was happy as hell. The mansion in Georgia, once shown off on TV as a symbol of their success, was sold for around $2.75 million. Kim admitted she used money that originally belonged to her daughters to stay afloat during the hardest months. Meanwhile, Kroy accused her of breaking custody rules, ignoring financial orders, and putting the kids at risk with her decisions. Every month brought a new legal fight. Every hearing brought another blow. And the couple who once promised forever couldn't even agree on who picks the kids up from school. But despite the chaos, and maybe because of it, Kim says she's finally calm. On stage at BravoCon, Kim didn't look defeated. She looked free. "I'm happy as hell. I'm at peace," she said, smiling in a way fans say they haven't seen in years. She's still legally married. Her new boyfriend is too. Both trapped in divorces that won't end. But she says she won't wait around forever, especially if, in her words, "I don't think Kroy will ever give me a divorce." So the real question now is this. Is Kim finally stepping into a new life, or stepping into even more chaos with a new man and an old marriage that refuses to die? Because knowing Kim Zolciak, the story is far from over.